Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jake Adrianson.
And I'm Ashley Lahue. Thank you for joining us.
Muncie Police and Fire Department are investigating a potentially hazardous material found on money at the Ball State Federal Credit Union inside the Student Center. Ball State students received a public safety email at 5:49 p.m. University spokesperson Joan Todd said BSFCU employees felt irritation on their hands after receiving money in a shipment earlier today. After feeling irritation a second time, they called the emergency services to report the potentially hazardous material. The hallway to the Ball State Federal Credit Union was blocked off to the public while emergency personnel assisted the affected employees. Students received an all-clear email at 8:15 p.m. stating the situation was resolved without incident.
A Carmel couple visited Ball State this evening to educate students on the Indiana Lifeline Law after their 18-year-old son died due to alcohol poisoning. Students received a first-hand account of the emotional trauma suffered due to a lack of knowledge concerning the law. Jason Knoop reports.
Knowledge is life. Vocalize, question, most of all, retain lessons. Remember, gain knowledge. Those are just some of the words written by 18-year-old Brett Finbloom, who in 2012 was just a week away from beginning his college career when a case of alcohol poisoning killed him. A lack of knowledge about the Indiana Lifeline Law may have played a role in Finbloom's death, as the friends he was reportedly with at the time were too afraid to alert authorities before it was too late. Now Finbloom's parents, Dawn and Norm Finbloom, are taking to college campuses to spread awareness about the law that may save future lives.
Very important to us, right from the beginning, to let people know that Brett had made a mistake. And he was a smart, wonderful young man, but he made a mistake. And he made the bad decision to drink that night. And I thought about, why did he do that? Why did he make that bad decision? And gradually I figured out it was because he didn't have alcohol awareness. He didn't understand how alcohol would affect his body, like so many people don't understand that.
I'm standing here in front of the Ball Memorial Hospital, one of the places that acts in accordance with the Indiana Lifeline Law. Now, the Indiana Lifeline Law exempts minors from criminal prosecution in the event of they are reporting a medical emergency, being the victim of a sex offense, or reporting what they honestly believe to be a crime. The Indiana Lifeline Law provides immunity for the crimes of public intoxication, minor in possession, minor in consumption, and similar laws. While the Lifeline Law provides immunity, law enforcement still requires the full cooperation of those involved. Just one more reason why underage drinkers are slow to understand what the law means for them. In Muncie, for NewsLink Indiana, I'm Joseph Knoop.
In order to receive immunity, the reporting individual must provide their full name and any other relevant information at the request of law enforcement and remain on the scene until law enforcement dismisses them.
Almost $2 million in state funding is targeted at raising the number of low-income students who graduate with a degree. The Indiana Commission for Higher Education says the funding will help the schools develop or expand programs that assist low-income students. Low-income students who receive state financial aid either through the 21st Century Scholars or Frank O'Bannon Scholars will receive the funding.
The campus shuttle bus system is available for use by all students and faculty at Ball State. But who pays the bill? Reporter Jason Poore has more.
Rain, shine, or deep fog, the campus shuttles run all week for all students and faculty on Ball State's campus. A $50 transportation fee for full-time students supports the shuttle service, but according to Ball State's website, students who live in a dorm or a university-sponsored apartment are not charged the fee. Ball State's Vice President of Business Affairs, Bernie Hannon, gave us this statement on the story. It's important to note that the shuttle system's primary purpose is to transport commuter students from the commuter lots on the periphery of campus to their campus destinations. Students in university housing do not pay the transportation fee because they are not the biggest users of the shuttle system due to their location. In addition, part of the fee structure for the university housing budget supports the University General Fund, which supports the shuttle system. But who actually uses the shuttles? Senior Erica Walsh thinks the shuttles accommodate students in university housing more than the students who live off campus in surrounding neighborhoods.
The Scheidler apartments get the most service considering that shuttle is going all the way out there without bringing any value to the students who live off campus outside of that. Like, that's a very specific area the shuttles will accommodate for, but they don't go off to off-campus areas such as, like down Bethel. Like if they could go down Bethel towards New York, there are a lot of students that live in that area that would really benefit from that.
Brittany Turner used to work as one of the shuttle drivers. She says the balance of commuter and campus house students is pretty even.
But you also have to take into account that even though people might be taking the shuttle out to Shuttle and Anthony, that big parking lot is right there by Anthony Apartments. So I would see a lot of people get off my bus and go to that parking lot. And even at Shuttle, I would see people get off my bus and go different places, not always to an apartment.
Regardless of who uses them more, we know that all students are paying. In Muncie, Jason Poore, NewsLink, Indiana.
You can view this full story about the shuttle system at ballstatedaily.com.
And another Muncie elementary school may be on the chopping block. Muncie Community Schools Superintendent Tim Heller is proposing that Storer Elementary School close its doors for good. The proposal comes after a facilities assessment which offered ways for the district to cut costs. The proposal suggests closing the school on June 30th. Students and some staff would be redistributed to other schools. And meanwhile, numerous school district officials traveled to the State House today to speak before a state Senate committee. They spoke in regards to a House-backed funding plan that would shift tens of millions of dollars to growing suburban districts. That budget plan includes 2.3% increases in school funding in the next 2 years. It also includes funding cuts to more than 100 school districts that have lost enrollment.
Well, coming back from spring break, I actually haven't had to put my winter coat back on, which made the reunion with Ball State a little happier.
Yeah, besides that raincoat, it's been pretty warm.
Let's see what Ashley has for weather.
I haven't been wearing my coat either. It's pretty awesome. Beautiful weather still coming our way. Radar shows clear skies, no rain or anything in our listening area. No warnings, however, over near Lafayette, Indiana. We do have a flood warning until Saturday near the Wabash River. And today started off kind of nasty with lots of fog, but it got a lot better today. Currently a high of, currently right now 39 degrees with mostly clear skies, a gentle breeze at 5 miles per hour, and it feels like 36 degrees. Doesn't feel very cold, very comfortable out there. Satellite and radar shows us all clear in our areas. The weather makers down here in the Carolinas with lots of rainfall. Coming up, I'll let you know about our beautiful weather that's coming up, and our rainy weekend is on the way. And early next week, comfortable, warm weather is coming as well.
Well, the weather may be warming up, but the village is getting colder. Despite closing businesses, University Street has welcomed yet another shop. Reporter Mackenzie Clark has more.
The ice isn't the only thing melting in Muncie. Let's Spoon, a frozen yogurt shop, is now open in the village. Owner Trey Carpenter graduated from Ball State and came back in hopes of finding success.
Saw everything kind of going up here and tried to think of something that would be good to add to the campus for kids, and frozen yogurt kind of seems like a hot thing the last couple of years, so I decided to give that a shot.
Located directly below the village promenade, Carpenter just got his permit on Friday and opened Saturday.
No, we're not closed.
With features like the name of the day, where customers can sign up and get discounts if picked, Let's Spoon offers more than just frozen yogurt.
We'll go ahead and open and kind of get an idea of how things were going to go.
While the shop is still in its early stages of life, Carpenter hopes to bring a friendly atmosphere to the still developing village. In Muncie, Mackenzie Clark, NewsLink, Indiana.
Coming up, cries of justice in Ferguson as top officials step down.
And another tragic military accident happened on U.S. soil. That story after the break.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against the wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink in high definition.
Ferguson, Missouri Police Chief Thomas Jackson has resigned. The resignation is effective March 19th. In a statement, Jackson said, "It has been an honor and a privilege to serve this great city and to serve with all of you. I will continue to assist the city in any way I can in my capacity as a private citizen." This comes after the Department of Justice released a report last week concluding that just about every branch of Ferguson government, police, municipal court, and city hall participated in unlawful targeting of African American residents for tickets and fines. Ferguson City Manager John Shaw will be stepping down as well. The report mentioned both Shaw and Jackson by name.
Disheartening developments in the search for survivors in a deadly military helicopter crash. It happened off the Florida coast last night. Military officials confirmed they have recovered human remains, leading them to believe all 11 service members aboard are dead. Polo Sandoval has the latest developments.
It's a training exercise turned tragedy. 7 Marines and a Black Hawk helicopter crew of 4 left a Louisiana military base and never came back. Officials say human remains were found among debris. They washed ashore along the coast of the Florida Panhandle, still shrouded by fog. Some of the locals are assisting with the search, finding purported pieces of wreckage.
There are search and rescue operations going on right now in the Navarre Sound, and we have some casualties.
The Marines were based out of Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. The crew they were training with was assigned to Louisiana's Army National Guard. They flew aboard a twin-engine Black Hawk capable of lifting an entire 11-man infantry unit and its equipment, according to the Army.
There was so much fog that it was hard in a rescue last night.
Investigators will work to determine if the fog was a factor in the incident. This would be the latest in a series of non-combat related crashes. A Marine Corps pilot was killed when his combat jet crashed in western Nevada last year. 2 Marines died when their helicopter went down in Southern California in January. The reality for service members and their families, the dangers exist on and off the battlefield.
So our thoughts and our prayers are with them and their families as search efforts there continue.
I'm Polo Sandoval reporting.
This helicopter wasn't alone. A second Black Hawk was also taking part in the routine training mission, but returned safely to the base.
Well, temperatures are finally feeling like spring.
But that means more wet weather and rain boots on your horizon. Your full weather forecast is up next.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Well, spring break definitely got me ready for some warm weather activities.
Oh, definitely. I've been cooped up in the house far too long. Ashley, what's in the forecast?
Expect to stay outside a little bit longer, actually. The day started off with lots of fog, quite dangerous for drivers out there, but that cleared out and we had sunny, beautiful conditions for the rest of the day and evening. And overnight tonight will be great as well. Currently sitting at 39 degrees, mostly clear conditions with a gentle breeze from the northeast at 5 miles per hour. Feels pretty comfortable out there. And overnight tonight, satellite and radar shows us all clear. No warnings in our area in Muncie, but here near the Wabash River and the Ohio rivers, those are flood warnings and they will last through Saturday with all that snow melt and the rain we've been experiencing. Almanac shows a high of 55 today, above average. The average high is 47, average low is 29. We got down to 35 this morning, so above normal temperatures. Fort Wayne only reached 48, did not get into the 50s. Muncie did not get into the 60s, but Indianapolis did, sitting at 64. The hot spot, Bloomington, Indiana, just 4 degrees away from 70 degrees. Overnight tonight, we dropped down to 32, right at the freezing level, with mostly clear conditions, a gentle breeze at 7 miles per hour, making it feel quite comfortable outside. Tomorrow is going to be wonderful as well. Temperatures in the mid-50s with a moderate breeze from the east-southeast at 12 miles per hour, making it feel probably a couple degrees cooler at times. Precision Cast shows us all clear tonight and tomorrow, but then rain from the Gulf of Mexico comes up and will dump southern Indiana first. Friday morning will give us lots of rain, moderate to heavy, and Saturday we can expect some rain early that morning and early afternoon as well. Tomorrow, highs in the mid-50s, very sunny. Friday, that low pressure system comes in, gives us moderate to heavy rain. Temperatures still in the 50s for the early half of the weekend. Some rainfall early Saturday morning and early afternoon with up to a ½ inch possible. Sunday, a little cooler, high of 48 degrees. Monday is our warm day of the 7-day, and temperatures will be comfortable early next week as well with lots of sunshine.
Well, an Indiana player is making a splash in the major leagues, and BSU students were there in spring training to talk to him, actually.
And the Ball State baseball team found success in their first game in a new complex. Coming up next.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
An Indiana native is making impact at the Minnesota Twins spring training camp. NewsLink Indiana's Peter Hoffman was at the Twins.
Kyle Gibson grew up an hour south of Muncie in Greenfield, Indiana. In the Hoosier State, it's no secret that basketball is king. But for the 27-year-old pitcher, his calling was instead on the baseball diamond.
The lack of skill that I had pressured me out of basketball. I mean, after 7th grade, I hadn't hit a growth spurt. I wasn't that good, and it was okay. I got to make a choice: baseball or basketball. So it was a pretty easy one.
But Gibson's looks give off a different impression.
People see that you're from Indiana and you're 6'6", they automatically assume that you played basketball and were decent at basketball, and that's just not the case.
His choice paid off. Gibson broke into the major leagues in 2013. 3 years after being drafted by the Twins. He was a mainstay in the Twins' rotation last year, where he impressed bullpen coach Eddie Guardado.
We expect big things out of him because he's got a little experience under his belt. So what I see, I like. So it's going to be fun.
Gibson went 13-12 last year as a Twins starter, so this year he's trying to do a better job of keeping this away from this. And if you ask Twins superstar Joe Mauer, he thinks he's ready.
He's great. You know, he's a great guy. He works hard and he wants to be great. And he had a great season for us last year, and I think he's only going to get better.
Gibson knows personal goals are important, but having success as a team means even more.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, but we want to win. You know, obviously the win total that we had the last 4 years isn't good enough, and that's the one thing we're going to be working on this year. All the personal goals and personal stats are kind of out the window if you still lose 90 games. So all 25 guys in there are working on getting more W's and compete for the Central, like you said.
The Twins are hoping to make the postseason for the first time since 2010. In Fort Myers, Florida, Peter Hoffman, NewsLink, Indiana.
Thanks, Peter. Gibson isn't the only Hoosier at Twins camp this year. Greensburg native Alex Myers also there looking to impact the team. Now to move on to some Ball State sports. Spring baseball is in the air and in full swing as the Ball State Cardinals kicked off their home opener in their brand new baseball complex earlier today against the Miami Redhawks. We've got some exciting highlights here for you from the game. Heading out to the ball diamond, picking up in the fourth, Jarrett Reinflesch, who had homered earlier in the game, hits a chopper to shortstop here to give Ball State a 2-0 lead. Fast forwarding to the 7th inning, Reinflesch hits a sacrifice fly that scores Alex Maloney to give the Cards a 4-0 lead. Reinflesch had 3 RBIs on the day. The pitching staff was dealing all day long as Devin Wilburn sat batters down left and right with 3 1/3 scoreless innings. The pitching staff combined to give up just 4 hits all day long. Great performance by them. Later in the game, B.J. Butler came in to close out as he sat the Redhawks down 1-2-3, ending the game on this final ground out here. The Cardinals shut out the Redhawks with a final score of 4-0 and advanced to an 8-7 record on the season. Head coach Rich Maloney had some comments on the big win after the game.
Anytime you beat Miami is a big deal.
And for us, it was just good to get back over 500 and get that, you know, hopefully start trying to build some momentum before we enter MAC play next weekend.
This was the Cardinals' first game in the brand new First Merchants Bank Ballpark complex. The stadium was completely renovated from the field itself to the press box and the grandstands over the offseason. Here were Coach Maloney's thoughts on playing in the new park for the first time.
It was nice to be able to play on our new turf with our great dugouts, and so that was truly a special for me personally after fighting for the facility for a long time when I was the coach the first time, and to start seeing some things get done is really special. I think it's a win for Ball State, certainly for our baseball team.
Now switching over to women's basketball, the Lady Cardinals departed for Cleveland, Ohio today. The Cardinals head to Quicken Loans Arena as the second seed in the Mid-American Conference tournament after winning the MAC West Division title in the regular season. Kelsey Winlet and Samantha Matlin caught up with head coach Brady Salee about his team's focus as they head into postseason play.
You know, we've been talking about now for probably the last month that right now it's just about trying to be at our best. And our goals really were never about.
The women earned a bye straight into the semifinals of the tournament, and they will play on Friday afternoon, guys. Also, some big news from the Indianapolis Colts. They just signed wide receiver Andre Johnson, so it's an exciting day for Colts fans everywhere.
Absolutely. A popular actor from The Office is coming to campus, and you can ask him questions.
And another actor gets injured while on the set for a famous franchise. Your entertainment headlines after the break.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Samantha Johnson with tonight's entertainment news. If you've ever wanted to question a celebrity, now is your chance. The Ball State's premier entertainment news source, The Real Deal, has the chance to interview the star of the television comedy The Office, Rainn Wilson, and they want to ask him your questions. Tweet them to hashtag AskRainnWilsonBSU. Wilson is scheduled to speak Monday, March 16th at Emmons Auditorium about some of life's biggest questions. The show begins at 7:30 p.m. The next Pirates of the Caribbean movie, Dead Men Tell No Tales, is set to air July 7th of 2017, but suffered a minor setback this past weekend. While in Australia, Johnny Depp injured his hand and was flown back to the United States. Depp has since undergone medical treatments and surgery. This will only have minimal impact on the film's overall production, according to Disney. That's it for tonight's entertainment news. I'm Samantha Johnson.
From one Ashley to another.
Thank you. Let's take one final look at weather.
Well, Thursday we can expect a high of 55 degrees with mostly sunny skies. Overnight Thursday into Friday, a low pressure system moves in, hitting southern Indiana first, hitting us by Friday morning, dumping moderate to heavy rain on Friday. That rain will stick through into Saturday morning and early Saturday afternoon, giving us some light to moderate rain. We can expect up to a ½ inch total of rainfall possible for the weekend. Sunday will be a little cooler with a high of 48, but with mostly sunny skies. Monday will be the warm day in the 7-day forecast with a high of 57. It is possible that that will pick up a couple degrees and put us into the lower 60s. Overnight Monday, a cold front moves in, dropping us down to 29 overnight. Tuesday and Wednesday will be mostly sunny and beautiful and comfortable as well, with temperatures in the 40s, a little cooler than this week, but we cannot complain. We'll take 40s as well.
Thanks, Ashley. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Don't forget to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.
Good job, guys.